Kaisa.
Right, Kaisa or Troll.
Kaisa or Troll. There we go. All right. We are clean. We are fresh. We are brand new. Back into picks and bans, ladies and gentlemen, with a beautiful layout fix, with all of everything fixed.
Hey.
Welcome to XLNC Shoutcasting. I'm Jake Kelton. XLNC Salic is our duocaster, and we are going to have an awesome time tonight. We shoutcast every Tuesday night, custom random games that anyone can play in, but we've got a lot of really cool stuff in the works. So get excited, because upcoming in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some new stuff we're going to be doing announcements on. But as it stands at the moment, we're just going to do our three games tonight. I don't think we're going to have a crazy third game. We're just going to do 3 custom games that anyone can join in. And yeah, it'll be fun. If you're interested in joining in more games in the future, feel free to throw a follow on to be aware of when we start the games and start the casting. Otherwise, throw me a friend request. Makes it easier for me to invite you into games in the future. And it's going to be a fun time. So the new computer is amazing. It's beautiful. Sup, Janabot? I appreciate you dropping by as well. The 3 monitors is like, I feel like one of those tech masters. It's got too many monitors, and he's like trying to do 1,000 different things on all of his computers. It's really cool. So, Mundo, Graves, and Fizz.
What you are?
Well, kind of, but not kind of. Mundo, Graves, and Fizz banned away by Team Undercover, as the Camille and Brand banned away by Cookie Monster. Fizz is one of those champions that I don't see him played hardly at all these days, and yet, to me personally, he's still worth a ban, because he's such an annoying hero to deal with. So annoying.
I mean, he is annoying, but I mean, if you can manage to stay away from him, and like you said, you don't see him that often anyways right now. Honestly, if a champion has as low pick rate as I've seen Fizz with lately, I don't worry about banning it. I have much higher priorities. If I end up losing the game to some random Twitch main, I'm okay with that, personally. But that said, TSM Double is picking up that Alistair.
Right. Such a strong champion. We've actually seen Wincarnation play this Alistair before. But the one problem with so many new people being on tonight is that they don't know some of these heroes that players have played to extremely high value. And one of them is Wincarnation's Alistair. Is just so strong. Has helped TSM Doublelift, as they are a duo, literally carry games before. Not to say that TSM Doublelift isn't amazing himself. He is also incredibly skilled. So we'll have to see if the bot lane from Team Elo D Booster can show up and show that they can handle Wincarnation and TSM Doublelift's bot lane, as it is going to be Jinx picked up by Kane Kennedy. Welcome to the stream. And Kaisa or Troll isn't playing Kaisa. Is instead playing potentially Zed for the mid lane. There we go. Draven, Alistair. What are your thoughts on the combo of those two? Because I think that's such a powerful combination with Draven's early game damage and Alistair's CC. He's just terrifying.
That's exactly what I was going to point out with it, is that if Alistair lands even a hint of his CC potential, you've got that Draven on top of you, landing axes, catching axes, and unless you have the CC to match on the opposite side out of your support, that Draven's going to wreak havoc on whoever that Alistair lands his CC on. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Kane Kennedy and whoever his support is can keep up with the CC coming out of that Alistair and the damage coming out of that Draven in the early game.
Indeed. Now we do also have that Darius. Delicious Seal, welcome to the stream. Picking up the Darius for the top lane. And Eat Noobs 24/7. I love that name too. That's awesome. That's such an awesome. I didn't even recognize it. Playing the Riven in the top lane. Appreciate all of the follows. There's 2 people who recently followed. I'll actually get your names in just a second. But thank you for the follow. And definitely come back and check out future games that we do in the future, because again, this stream is officially, in my opinion, not really on yet. Yeah, we stream every Tuesday, but mostly that's for me to continue to practice. I've still got to fix the audio. I've got a website in the works, but we are starting something very soon that I think you guys are going to love. So once that happens, it's going to be on. And by on, I mean, I have yet to do literally, I've got 400 followers, over 400 followers, with 0 advertising on the League of Legends forums, 0 advertising on Reddit, 0 advertising on YouTube, 0 advertising in general, and I've already got 400 followers. So once this stream goes official, it's going to be crazy. But Warwick, Kane, Jungle's banned away by Elo D-Booster, and Kha'Zix, and no one else banned away by Team Undercover because they say, oh, they're banning a second person now. I was about to say,
Yeah,
they like,
got 15 seconds left.
We don't really care
Well,
to ban anyone else.
Honestly, they're pinching the jungle pool really hard right now between the Graves from the first round of bans and then the Kane, Warwick, Kha'Zix. I would actually expect another jungle ban here and really pinch those jungle pools and see who these junglers can actually take out. And that is a Soraka coming out. As they do not have a
support ban.
Elo D-Booster hasn't taken out their support yet. Their support and jungle are the two left. We can see Sam Matthews does have himself set up. We'll see what he's going to be picking out here if he is the support or jungler.
Well, they would ban the Kane because Kane is ridiculously strong, especially when you go Assassin into squishy champions like the Draven, as well as his Darken mode is just so powerful when it comes to the CC and engage. And yeah, Nova, we talked about the fact that Kane's gank path is literally the entire map. His ability to walk through walls just says, I don't care where you are and I don't care where I am. I can literally walk through any wall that I want to get to you. As well as he has hops over walls, as well as just so much mobility. It's ridiculous, as it is going to be Semthews picking up the Jax for the jungle. Strong champion there. We do have the Echo and Malzahar as the last two picks for Team Undercover. Before we get too much further, I do want to roll through the players and their champions and welcome all the new people to the stream. So, starting off for
there's the switch.
Team Undercover, it is going to be TSM Double Lift picking up the Draven for the bottom lane AD carry role, with Wincarnation on the Alistar support helping him out. Delicious Seal with the Darius in the top lane. Commander C2121 with the Malzahar in the mid lane. And in the jungle without Smite is Joker J4 taking Echo unless he switches to Smite in the next 20 seconds. Go ahead and roll through Elo D-Booster.
All right, and de-boosting your Elo today, we've got Kane Kennedy on the Jinx in the bot lane, supported by Temeni's Morgana down there. We have Jax in the jungle with Riven top lane by Eat Noobs 24/7. Welcome, thank you for joining us. And Kaisa or trolling, I guess, on Zed in the mid lane.
There we go. We'll see how...
Oh, he barely got it in. Joker J did manage to switch over to Smite.
Yes, that's what I was going to note. I was going to say, see how Echo does. But one of the things that he may do is that there isn't any way, without making things look really, really strange, to hide summoner spells as a spectator, which is unfortunate. I know that Riot can do that. We cannot. There's so many things that Riot does that I wish we could do, but we cannot at this time. And so he may have had the heal just to confuse people as to what lane he was playing until the last second switches to that Smite, so that way it then gets known that he's locked in for the jungle, even though we already talked about it. So it looks like Kane Kennedy wants to pull out the Kane for next game. We'll have to find out if that is. We aren't cheating. All right, well, I appreciate that. And even if it is a custom game, so it's all about honorable stuff, and we're just laughing. All right, cool. I love it. That's what it's all about. But we got 2 minutes to talk really briefly. I wanted to say this whole community that we're building is solely based around taking the toxicity out of League of Legends and building a community that's centered around having fun. Custom games cost nothing but time. They're there to have fun, to get together with some friends, try something cool, and get a little bit of the LCS experience being shoutcasted like the pros would shoutcast you in games. So let's see if the curse is broken today, Commander C. That would be as exciting as I think anything else. I think I'd be more excited to see Commander C break the curse that is literally dogged him since he started playing on the stream, more than getting RP. That would be pretty awesome. So.
Well, and I want to extend on what you said about the community we're forming here. Another big thing about the community, from my perspective anyways, coming in, when I first started playing on the stream, I was Bronze 5, and I've been skyrocketing up in ELO thanks to things I've learned from the Platinum, Gold, and Diamond players we've got on here. So we're not just about having fun, but also you can learn from those more experienced players if you are one of those lower ELO members of our community, and I really like being able to do that.
And we actually have now, I think, 3 people that are a month or newer, brand new to the game. So we're even building, like, if you are super, super new to League of Legends, we have a small community for you guys to play with, to learn with, to play together that's at that same skill level. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we have 40 seconds left to talk about these team compositions. And at the moment, I am loving Team Undercover's combo. They have the Alistar for the engage. You've got Malzahar for easy picks and lockdowns. You've got Darius just to carry the damage, and Echo to bring in additional, not only CC, but just high mobility assassination of backline targets such as the Jinx or the Morgana. That being said, there's some pretty good lockdown on Elo D-Booster side as well. What are your thoughts on the teams?
Honestly, what I'm looking for out of Team Undercover here is, especially the Alistar and the Darius, just build armor. Your 4 damage threats on Elo D Booster are all AD damage dealers. Your only threat is the Morgana. If your Echo can pick off that Morgana at the beginning of the fight, any armor you've got is going to negate all the damage coming out of the rest of that team.
Absolutely. So we'll have to find out if those Morgana Dark Bindings can line people up to be taken out by someone, say, like the Zed or the Riven, because the lineup engage could be extremely strong between Morgana Dark Binding from such a massive distance. We'll have to see if that can happen or not, as we've got some cool skins coming out here. Shockblade Zed, the Mighty Jax, Dunk Master Darius, and that's about it. So, oh, Victorious Morgana. How could I miss that?
Victorious, yeah.
That's a beautiful skin. I think that's actually one of Morgana's better skins, though. I have her cooking one, which I usually take just because it's so ridiculous. Baker Morgana.
Most of Morgana skins are actually pretty lame. I'm not going to lie. I don't like very many of them. But Victorious is a nice one.
It just makes her seem a little more regal and more like somebody who can actually CC lock you for about, I don't know, the rest of the game.
Yeah, really?
Versus where you've got her... what is it? The Weeping, I think, one where she's got like all these plants and everything, and she just looks like she just looks like she's sad, and you're just like, oh.
She looks like a discount Zyra.
Yes, exactly. She was a Zyra before Zyra was a thing. Maybe she inspired Zyra, but. So I would love to see out of this Team Undercover completely pop off this game. They have so much engaged potential between the Alistar, the Darius, Hooks, Malzahar. They have the pick composition and potentially even team fighting with Darius's ultimate resets to really take this game. But they need to not only put the aggression on and put the damage down, but keep that aggression up. They need Draven to not only be popping off, but always have an advantage in items, always have an advantage in damage. Otherwise, if he starts to fall behind, the assassination of Zed, the assassination of Jax, even just one Dark Binding from Morgana could set the entire game into Elo D-Booster's hands.
And that's what you got to look out for, is you got to be sure that if you are a Team Undercover, you have to make sure that you're the one engaging the fights. You're the one starting them off, because you have all the pick potential. You have all the team fight and engage tools that you need in order to make this really happen. I mean, if you think about the Malzahar lockdown, if Elo D-Booster does try to back off with that Malzahar lockdown and just sacrifice somebody, Darius can pull some of the team right back in. Alistar can just go in for the knockups. You have all kinds of ways to set up the team fight and set up everything you want to do if you are Team Undercover. Really, in terms of the champion select, though, they do have the advantage as far as a little bit more of the more experienced players on their side. They do have the champion select advantage as well.
Right. So one of the other things that I was interested in seeing is how the Jax does in the jungle versus Echo. Because very early on, Jax is a little bit better of a duelist, so he could try to get some invades. However, a bit into the mid-game, Echo's going to start taking over some of those damage graphs if he's able to build some heavy damage-dealing items. And he's not going to be wanting to go tank, he's going to want to be going damage route. So we'll have to see how those two line up against each other in the jungle as we do get into Game 1 between Team Undercover and Elo D-Booster. Gosh, I really love that name.
There's something we got to keep in track too when you're mentioning the Echo there. They did give him a boost to his clear time a while back. I believe it was 8.3 or so, if I'm not mistaken. So we do want to be watching out. He does have that clear speed advantage that he's looking for, as we are looking at an invade from Elo D-Booster onto the top side of the map.
Yeah, we've got all 5 members moving up here. This is a move that you'd see Reeves do. They're going to find Delicious Seal, but he may be chatting to his team. All right, he is on the run. He started Q. Not exactly what you would want to start, and it has been CC locked down, and that means that he is going to be flashing to safety for the moment, making his way to the top lane turret. Doesn't look like Elo D-Booster wants to chase that down any further. However, getting that early flash is very happy for them.
They got that early flash, and I am shocked and disturbed that team, what is it?
Team Undercover?
Team Undercover. Team Undercover's not invading on the opposite side right now with that Echo, and we see him starting to move into the river now. So he looks like he will be swapping out that blue. We might see some action down there in that bottom side river.
Yeah, he is going to be moving in, but it's a little bit too late. You could have had an opportunity to both get in, throw down a ward, and then back out. And that may be just that early game feeling a little confident. It is a custom game. It is for fun, so not paying attention to where the enemy team is moving. Darius flashes, gets under the turret, and then types to his team, hey, they're all up here. And the rest of your team's just kind of hanging out, chatting on Discord, and they're like, oh, I guess we could do something about this. But no time to ward. Looks like Echo is going to be starting his side. However, Jinx being able to early push the bottom lane is definitely going to give her a small advantage over the Draven. However, yeah, because she's already level 2 now. Morgana finally showing up as well. And so we'll see what the Morgana can do. Nice Dark Binding already onto TSM Double Lift, who turns around trying to throw his axes, but so much damage has already gone down. Heal being used by TSM Double Lift so early on. Kane Kennedy has a huge advantage right now in bottom lane.
Absolutely, getting that first wave pretty much entirely to himself. He did not have to share any experience with the Morgana. Note that level 1 there. So that is going to be a massive advantage, especially if they can keep that experience advantage up as we move to the top lane.
Oh, the pull from Delicious Seal, not going to do that much. However, Draven now hitting level 2. I think that what he really wants is that level 3 power spike that Draven just can start to take over trades by being able to keep those axes flying, as well as having the speed boost to move in, hit a couple of those axes, and then back out and go right back to farming. Excited about this early Infernal Drake starting us off in this game. We love Infernal Drakes because it just means more damage bringing to the party.
More damage, more fights. They are a major point of contention among these teams around here. We get that engage from Wincarnation. Not too much going to come out of that one.
A good move from the Alistar in that when you pick up that champion against the Morgana, don't wait until you get hit by that Dark Binding. However, it's going to be Draven that's hit by the Dark Binding now, as well as the slow from the Zap, and he is continuing to burn all of his spells in the top lane. Joker J looking for an engage onto the Riven, not going to find it. He does have that red buff, but wasn't able to get the last auto attack and really slow that Riven, keep her from escaping. She has such high mobility with the broken wings in the top lane. Alistar goes in underneath the turret, the ignites down. Kane Kennedy going to be burned away, and that's going to be first blood. Wincarnation may fall to the turret, just survives with a nice passive heal, and that's first blood over to Team Undercover as Commander C tries to get a little bit of silence onto the Zed. They continue to beat each other up in the mid lane. Now in the top lane, melee versus melee. No, it's switching back to the bottom lane. Semithew's looking for a double kill. The exhaust down onto Draven. He is way behind enemy lines, chasing through the Morgana. The flash from Alistar keeps him alive. The root from Morgana keeps her alive. TSM Double Lift continues to chase in, needs one more axe. He's got the speed boost. Does he have the range? All he needs is a single last auto attack to throw it. He gets rooted, and Jax is here with the double buffs, and he cleans himself. Semthews picks himself up his first kill of the game as well. Draven chasing that one so hard.
Well, that went very chaotic very quickly as we kept having to jump between top and bottom lane with all the action we had going on, ending up with that Jax picking up a kill on to TSM Double Lift and the Draven. I don't know why Draven's really pursuing that as much as he is. He should be staying a little bit closer to his Alistar, especially when you've got a full health Jax in your lane.
Yeah, I think he just saw blood in his eyes. Sometimes, you know, you just got to go. You just got to do it. And the Morgana baiting him in, staying just enough range away to keep from being taken out by one of those flying axes. However, kind of just pulled Draven in. So at this point, 1-1 even in gold, but the Jax starting off with a kill, as well as Draven getting his own kill. That's what Draven wants in the bottom lane. The only issue is that he traded that kill back over to the Jax in the mid lane. Kaiser Troll just throws everything in, cleaning up the Malzahar despite the silence. Ignite ticked down, and that's going to be an easy kill for him in the mid lane, and he's already stacking up almost a 15 farm lead. Joker J goes in though, gets the slow down. The ultimate from the Zed doesn't gonna do anything. And Echo cleans his own kill up as the Incarnation in the bottom lane looking for the engage, but the Black Shield keeps the Jinx alive. Eat noob for 24/7. Backing out in that top lane is Darius starting to take over a little bit.
Going back to that fight, going back to that kill cleaned up by Echo in the mid lane, Zed ulting in is very strange there because he actually had 2 stacks of Echo's passive Z-Drive Resonance on him already, and basically ulting in guaranteed that Echo would land that 3rd stack and pop the Z-Drive in order to get the bonus damage off.
Yeah, I'm probably one of those, I'm probably dead anyway, might as well throw all the spells and just see what happens, but doesn't matter because he was taken out, so trade of kills, but the Malzahar is being put down just a little bit, down already 10 farm. One of the things to keep in mind though on the Malzahar is if you watched any of the MSI games today, he is one of those champions that can be abused heavily in the mid lane and yet still be very strong towards the late game, all because of his flash ultimate engage. As long as he's locking somebody down, there's an opportunity for him to help his team out in picking up kills. Silence down onto Zed, plus that space ace gonna knock him down to about half health in the mid lane. Looks like Kai'Sa though, Kai'Sa or Troll on that Zed in the mid lane is gonna be fine. I'm probably just gonna call him Troll. It's just gonna be too confusing.
Well, we got a fight breaking out in the blue side north jungle here.
Yeah, it looks like Jack's going to be going for a stun and trying to run away himself. The shield onto Echo, though, as he flashes in. Needs 2 more auto attacks, but Riven coming in time. News 24/7 coming in to save him. Nice route onto the Draven, though, as well as the Flaming Chompers. And that's going to be Doublelift taking a little bit of damage in the bottom lane. Doesn't take him out, though. No execution down there. Jinx just doesn't have any damage. She started off not only with that Durin's shield, but a dagger as her first back as well. So she just has nothing, as a Vampiric Scepter in the hands of TSM Doublelift puts him so far ahead of her.
Well, and that's one of those things, you know, if you have 0 damage, you can hit him as many times as you want. 0 times 50 is still 0.
Yep. Joker J almost going down to blue buff. One more hit. Yeah, that's execution. Oh. Joker J getting executed on the blue buff. I don't know if he was waiting for his Q to come back off of cooldown. He could have probably just autoed the blue buff and finished it off.
He was waiting for his smite, which is just now coming up.
A little bit too early on that. In the bot lane, Jax coming in, has the black shield, but all the CC has already happened. Looking for the stun onto the Draven. Finds it, Dark Binding, misses though too early, and that's going to be Draven finished off, and now Commander C in trouble in the mid lane. Just kidding. He was able to execute the Zed as he starts the animation of his ultimate, gets cleaned up. No flash, no ignite, no nothing. And it is all about the Malzahar ultimate, just pouring in the damage. So 3 for 3, still very even game.
Very even game, and it's worth noting that that pool was under Zed as he went away. I believe the way that mechanic ends up working is that he is considered to still be in that same position and therefore still takes that damage while he's standing there. So that might have been that last tick.
Yeah, could have been enough to finish him off, and now Semtheus cleaning up his blue buff. But I want to talk really quick about some of these items. Jinx now has her BF sword, finally finished. Draven also picked up his own BF sword, but at least Jinx has some damage now. She's down 20 farm, but as long as she plays safe and Jax continues to come to this bottom lane, you could see that hyper carry of Jinx kind of come online in time to really do some good damage.
And that seems what Jax is trying to do, is he's trying to camp the bottom lane. I mean, he's got 2 kills, both of which are on that Draven, I believe. And he's just trying to keep that bottom lane down. He may have seen the stream and know exactly what TSM Doublelift and Wincarnation are capable of. As Delicious Seal getting the fight up on top on 24/7.
Ooh, the repeat flash from Darius. Beautiful dunk, Delicious Seal. Goes in, sees Riven as she's trying to use the Broken Wings and Flash to get away. Flashes in, grabs her with a hook, and the dunk cleans up a nice one in the top lane, getting a bit of an advantage over the Riven in the bottom lane. Kane Kennedy, one more flying axe should do it, but Doublelift doesn't have it, and now he's going to try to get in onto the Morgana, but the Dark Black Shield keeps her safe for the moment. Oh, flash from Incarnation to avoid the Dark Binding. And it looks like Team Undercover has taken a huge advantage in the bottom lane, though no kills went over, and Doublelift is very low health.
Doublelift very low health. Wincarnation, very good job flashing.
Oh, yeah, the mid lane. Zed goes in, but the immediate ultimate for Commander C.
Commander
Waits for Kai'Sa or Troll to feel confident enough to go in, and after using the ultimate and slamming through a bunch of his spells, the Malzahar just turns it all on fire. Now Jack's gonna find the Echo. What an easy kill! Doing the enemy's blue buff. Wincarnation just missing the Morgana, trying to get the body slam headbutt, or the headbutt on the minion's body slam as well. Draven with no mana, however, still feeling confident with his support hanging out, as Morgana is just trying to keep them from backing, waiting for Jinx to come back from the base.
Waiting for Jinx to come back. Both Doublelift and Wincarnation were low on mana there, so they're both heading back to base after taking that first tower gold. And it looks like Wincarnation seems to be cheating towards the top side of the map, maybe going towards the mid lane, as we see a gank coming in on the mid lane. Yeah,
nice thing about that Malzahar is that he is going to have that spell shield, which can avoid a lot of the stun from Jax if he tries to get in on that. But the Infernal Drake is up. Red team pinging it. Elo D booster potentially looking for it as Riven in the top lane going to take some serious punishment by the Darius as their scuffle continues on. He's just prepping for his ultimate. One more nice hook there, and that's going to be it with the ultimate. The bleed stacking away and gets the Q as well. Rift Scuttle finished off in the river by Elo D Booster, but the 3 members from Team Undercover have moved in and started that Infernal Drake. Commander C moving in as well. So they're definitely wanting to fight for this.
They're wanting to fight for it, and who can blame them with that Eat Noobs 24/7 on that Riven falling behind. She definitely needs some more damage in order to really have a chance against this Darius. As we can see, she's starting to fall behind. Semtheus either needs to they need to swap up the lanes, or they need to send some help up there to give Riven a hand as she TPs back in the lane.
Yep. So 6 kills to 4 Team Undercover, doing well, about 1,000 gold in the lead. Zed in that mid lane, 1 and 3, having a very difficult time. And Malzahar, while starting off poorly, has now not only caught up to be about even in farm, but also has the advantage of those 2 extra kills. So feeling good, sitting on about 15 or 1,900 gold. That's going to be a lot of items when he decides to back. In the meantime, though, Kane Kennedy maybe going out. One more axe is going to be enough. Double Lift cleans it up with the ultimate as well. That is just knowledge of champion and damage moving in. And now Commander C in the mid lane, maybe being taken out. The exhaust onto the Jax. However, going to get a trade kill with the turret as Zed was deeply underneath the turret for far too long. Morgana ticking away in the bottom lane with that ignite, but shouldn't be taken out. It is all about Undercover's bot lane, though. Now 2 and 2 on that Draven with just such a massive lead.
Such a massive lead, and an
Joker
interesting
Jay.
choice by Semtheus to back on top of a control ward.
Yeah, I don't know if he even saw it, but he does get the trade kill onto the Echo as Wincarnation comes in looking for the stun. Will find it. Draven here, 1 axe to finish him off. 3-2. Going to be able to finish the Infinity Edge now as Eat Noobs 24/7 in the top lane. Tries to get onto Darius, pulls him up underneath the turret, but still having a very hard time. And where we saw Riven with an early minion lead, Darius now sitting at almost 30 farm over the Riven and going to continue to stack that up.
30 farm, 2 kills. That's a lot of gold in the advantage. Both of them have completed their boots, though. That's a little bit more effective for the Darius.
Nice super mega death rocket from the Jinx gets the get excited, and that's going to be cleaning up 2 kills. Kane Kennedy getting some desperate shutdown gold on the Draven on top of all of that. And the Inferno wasn't even picked up by Team Undercover because they didn't have their jungler there to try to smite it away. Now this time though, Elo D Booster in the dangerous spot because they don't have their jungler, but Joker J going in. The Infernal Drake still doing damage to the Zed. The root onto the Echo. One more shot from Kane Kennedy just with an auto of the Gatling gun, gonna take it out. But the teleport in from Delicious Seal looking for the hook. Doesn't quite find it yet. Jack's still coming around the corner, and this is where range damage is going to have an advantage. Malzahar still sitting off to the side. He's waiting for his ultimate to come back up. The Infernal may be going down, giving over to Elo D Booster, who's going to be Draven cleans it up with the ultimate. Team Undercover gets the Infernal. The engage from Semtheus. Darius goes down. Draven has yet to show up on the fight, finally getting here as well. The nice stun onto Kane Kennedy. One more axe from Team Ascend. Double Lift will take the Jinx out, getting himself a kill back in revenge. Kaiser Troll gets the last Shurikens before he's taken out by the Malzahar ultimate, but Draven, super strong, finishes this off regardless. 11 kills to 11. It has suddenly exploded into a bloody, bloody fight. And thank you to many for the follow. Appreciate that as well. As in the mid lane, engaging underneath the turret, Wincarnation tanking it up so that Draven can pick up his 6th kill of the game. Infinity Edge fully unlocked, and he is completely online.
Well, TSM Double Lift is starting to go off the hinges here. He is all over the map, all over the place. Beautiful dragon steel on his part. Although I don't know so much if it's beautiful dragon steel or a horrible dragon delay. I will say this, a lot of members of Team Undercover just kept coming in 1 at a time versus 3 members and just trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do. It looked like Echo went in there for assassination.
TSM Double Lift, such massive damage, cleans up 2, solo. Semtheus getting the stun onto Wincarnation, trying to get one more power auto attack with that jump. Cleans up the kill onto Echo and uses that Echo to hop himself to safety. Commander C trying to chase in, but the Jack's way too fast, being able to speed his way, and he doesn't even have boots yet. but he gets himself out safely. Almost even in gold now, only 1,000 up for Team Undercover. The main thing that I wanted to note on that engage was that Draven is basically all of the damage of Team Undercover. Besides Darius, though, who's going to find himself Riven. She does get the shield boost, but the bleed stacks are too much with Ignite as well. Just kidding, he doesn't have Ignite. What am I talking about? He's taking Teleport. That is still massive from Delicious Seal, who has completely won this top lane.
Completely won this top lane, and that's going to be the last outer turret going down for the side of Team Undercover. They've got plenty of tower, plenty of map pressure. Ooh. And here goes Delicious Seal.
Yeah, the snare going to go down onto Darius, keeping him out of auto attack range of either of these champions. So Wincarnation gets the engage. The Black Shield keeps him on alive for the moment. Super Mega Death Rocket going to hit the Alistar, who's the body block of Kane Kennedy. Now the rockets from Jinx trying to finish off the Darius, but he's back in time. Commander C gets the ultimate down yet, as he did have it off of cooldown, but I don't think was able to land it onto the Jax. And Semtheus picks up his own kill. Kaiser's Troll also moving into the top lane, looking for this Darius, who's got nothing left in the tank, but he should be able to back safely, as Semtheus is going to find the Echo once again in the jungle with the double buff as well. A quick Q and auto attack cleans him up.
And this Echo's Joker J is just not his day today. 1-6-1 on that jungle Echo. And I believe 3 of those deaths are right next to his own blue buff, just getting found in the jungle at about a third health by Jax.
Definitely having a little bit of a tough time. Now, while TSM Double Lift does push heavily in the bottom lane, we're going to check very quickly on the next Drake, as it is going to be a Wind Drake coming up next. So not as exciting as a secondary Infernal, but still something that Team Undercover could want to get those extra speed boost engages. However, Elo D-Booster could use it, especially when trying to dodge some of those engages from the Alistar or the hooks by the Darius.
Well, it's not just that. As you get closer and closer to the base, it becomes easier for the defending team to rotate between their turrets. So that Cloud Drake, that extra move speed, could definitely help out as we go towards closing this game, whoever ends up with that.
Yeah, Kaiser Troll just being destroyed. Despite a nice flash, it's still going to be taken out. Even had the Black Shield from the Morgana, so wouldn't have been knocked off to the side. But it's just all about the damage for the Darius, or for the Draven. As in the top lane, King Kennedy against the Darius, going to be taken very low, but underneath the turret, Delicious Seal may be in trouble now. Nice knockup from Eat Noobs, and that's going to be cleaning up a kill for Riven. Desperately needed. 1-3, getting the shutdown goal. TSM Double Lift just going to be destroying the health of Temeni. And one more auto attack should be plenty enough to finish off the Morgana. And he's going to be running underneath turrets. Doesn't quite find it, but the turrets are falling. And Undercover, it's all about this Draven having completely taken over the game.
Well, it's like we said at the start of the game. If that Draven gets fed early, they've got a massive carry potential, and that's exactly what happened. Draven got the kills he needed.
Oh, the engage goes down. Draven finishing off the Zed. However, Eat Noobs 24/7, very low. Incarnation gets the Ignite down. The heal from Kane Kennedy might not be enough to keep the Riven alive. I think she used the shield dash to keep herself in a sliver of health, but the mid lane turret is going to be falling already underneath half health. Incarnation wanting to get engaged. Black Shield from the Morgana keeps herself safe for the moment. Doesn't get knocked up, but is on the opposite side of the map that she wants to be on, and it looks like the inhibitor may be falling as Semtheus chases in on Delicious Seal, but I don't think this is the 1v1 that he wants. He is 7-1, so strong, but not quite strong enough. Flashes despite the ultimate from Darius already being in animation, and Eat Noobs is going to fall. The game is completely in the hands of Team Undercover because they have not grouped in time to take out TSM Double Lift, who's now 11-4. They've tried to team up, trying to group up in order to take him down, but every time they go in, we talked about Wincarnation's Alistar at the beginning of the game during Champion Select and how much of a monster he's been over the last couple weeks on this champion. And we're seeing right now, every time they go after TSM Double Lift, Wincarnation is on top of them, peeling them away, using the headbutt to get them away, using the pulverize to knock them up and give Double Lift some time to back up and get away from the fight. And every single time he's managed to survive. Or just body blocking in general, like the Super Mega Death Rocket from the Jinx. Nice little recall animation there from the Darius. But 22 kills to 17. Team Undercover starting to absolutely massively take over this game. 4,000 gold in the lead. A little bit of vision in Elo D-Booster's Baron side of the map. Now, Baron is live, as well as that Wind Drake, neither team having really rushed it. But as Team Undercover gets a huge amount of vision in there, I think Alistar just finished walking through, throwing down a ton of wards. They may be instead rotating towards the Wind Drake, making sure they pick that up, knowing that Elo D-Booster cannot take that Baron.
Yep, they can't take the Baron, so the Cloud Drake is free at this point. They don't have any vision in that eastern quadrant of the jungle to see exactly what's going on. But you do have that Darius pushing down the bot lane, so if they're going to do anything, they'll probably collapse on him first, especially now that tower's already gone.
Yep, Semfuse may be found out here. The silence goes down as well as the Malzahar ultimate. Easy clean up there as the Darius ultimate tries to finish him off. The Black Shield keeps him alive so long. Oh, and Delicious Seal doesn't even find the hook because of the Black Shield. Wow, that is the second time a member of Elo Deep Booster has lived with just a sliver of health, but with 4 members pushing in onto the turret in the bottom lane. Echo around the corner could engage as well. Without minions, though, Team Undercover decides to back off. Semfuse soaked up so much damage.
Soaking up so much damage, and that does go a little bit onto Commander C2121 there. He put his suppression on there as Wind Carnation's tremors were still going off. And so we didn't get the stun out from Wind Carnation before he put the suppression on. So as a result, Jax was able to move away. If Commander C21 had held the ult just a little bit longer, you would have had the stun from Alistar come out and then the suppression come out, and that would have held him in place long enough to get that kill secured.
Yeah, getting those extra CC layering. Sometimes if you put too many on together, it's not going to be enough. Semfuse cleaning up the Echo. At this point, 8-2. He is going to have to put the team on his back and almost solo carry the game. Whoa! Headbutt from Alistar saves Semfuse for the moment as Darius was already moving in. Sun goes down. He's looking for the minions to hop to. He's going to find a Riven to save himself as Commander C comes into the top lane, though now it is a 2v2, but the Draven and Darius are closing in. Quick spell immunity cleaned up onto the Malzahar. He's going to be taken out, and that's going to be, the Jax and the Riven falling very quickly despite Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket trying to come in. Commander C put low, but unable to finish, be finished off by the members of Elo Deep Booster.
Delicious Seal going through, doing all the dunks he needs.
Oh, TSM double of so much damage, but walked underneath the turret way too confident and feeling good at this point in the game. Gives himself over, almost picks up a double kills by himself just with that extra heals that he has. However, even with the Mercurial Scimitar cleaning up the Dark Binding from the Morgana, her initial Zhonya's that she was able to finish off, unable to keep herself alive for too long. Commander C now very low as Kaiser Troll being burned away. He's going to fall as well. 1-for-1 traded up, but Kane Kennedy, the only one up here for the moment, defending as Eat Noobs and Semfuse has respawned, headed to this top lane. However, they're going to have to return to the mid to stop those super minions from moving in onto the Nexus turrets.
And those super minions are already starting to crash in, do damage. You got half health on the lower Nexus turret there. Yep. As they're finally getting those waves cleared in top lane and able to back up.
I think at this point, Elo Booster really needs to focus primarily on their grouping power. When they can layer some of that CC, especially with a Dark Binding hook from Tamani, into the stun from Jax as well as Riven, you've got a lot of bruisers and engage that you can collapse in on. However, when you're solo like Kane Kennedy, you're in a dangerous position because Draven can show up, hit you with a slow, and completely wipe you out. Now Kaiser Troll maybe having that exact same thing happen to him. The axe follows through, doesn't quite kill him. The flash is used. The ultimate from TSM Doublelift. He's underneath the turret, but doesn't even matter. Cleans another one up in the bottom lane. Semfuse trying to split push onto the Echo. However, he's going to lose his own middle inhibitor. The flash from the Riven trying to finish off TSM Doublelift, but they cannot get onto him. Wincarnation's peel is just too strong. That's going to be the mid lane inhibitor falling, as well as the top lane turret. Darius having already cleaned that one up. Zed tries to engage under the Doublelift, going to fall as well, and Commander C is going to help his teammates to take out this mid lane inhibitor, and they may just move on to the Nexus turrets.
Yeah, with four dead there, and Semfuse down in the bot lane fighting Darius. They are free to push this in for the game up in the top lane, up in the red base.
Yep, as well as the fact that Darius is just too strong with that Rage Blade and in Triforce to be able to be taken out by the Jax. The game already over. People are leaving as all it takes is Doublelift to finish off the Nexus turrets and the Nexus itself. He wants a couple more axes onto the Jinx. Super Mega Death Rocket use the AoE, not enough to take Doublelift out. Very low, but not finished off just yet, as Eat Noob's going to be knocked away by Wincarnation, and they are still playing with their food. At this point, Jinx does so little damage, Doublelift doesn't even have to worry about it.
So little damage. Look at Jinx's build. We got the Runin's Hurricane for her only finished item this game.
And that's not going to be enough damage as Team Undercover, especially with the leading of TSM Doublelift and Wincarnation, though Darius was no slouch himself, taking over and completely winning game number 1 between Team Undercover and Elo D Booster. As we now switch into our post-game lobby, we can talk a little bit about these teams and which people you would give MVP or honorable mention to.
Well, I mean, it seems like we're saying his name every time. Wincarnation is definitely in the running, especially with all the peel he gave Doublelift. You have not one, but 2 huge assassins on the side of Elo D Booster, and yet they could not get onto Doublelift long enough to actually put him in the dirt and stop him from just taking down everything that he wanted that game. As far as MVP goes, it's Wincarnations in my book. Honorable mention as well, I mean, you got a 17-5 Draven, it's probably going to the 17-5 Draven. I have to say, Delicious Seal did a wonderful job in the top lane, but with Doublelift's pressure around the map constantly, I have to give him the honorable mention on that one for the winning team.
And you stole it away on the winning team initially instead. Though I do have to say, this time around, it was a little bit harder to tell the difference between, or to pick between Wincarnation and TSM Doublelift, because TSM Doublelift really pulling out the Draven, one of the harder champions to play, just because it takes a lot more mindset to be able to keep track of where all of those flying axes are. But times that he would confidently go into fights that he should not win, deal enough damage to at least either trade his own life or multiple lives over were huge. However, I will agree with you, the Wincarnation gets it, and the only reason is for that one move that TSM Doublelift, where he literally walked underneath the turret, got dark binded by Morgana, cleared it, and still died because he was just so confident. I'm sure he was having fun. He was having a massive laugh about it, which is awesome, and that's precisely one of the ways we enjoy playing the game. But because of that particular play, I do give him honorable mention over Wincarnation getting MVP, but a huge shout out to Delicious Seal. For the losing team, Team Elo D Booster, while they did hold even fairly early on into the game, especially that Jax, it is going to be the Kaisa or Troll Zed that I'm going to give the honorable mention to. The reason being, despite having a rough game in the mid lane, started to find some people that he could jump onto that could guarantee a kill, and towards the later portions of the game was able to do some 1v1 trades, either picking up Echo or finding times that he could actually sneak a kill or two onto TSM Doublelift, as he did have 5 deaths this game, which is a little bit odd that he would have that many deaths. He usually only hits about the 1 to 3 mark. But MVP massively going over to Semthews for not only having a huge 1v1 plays against Joker J4, really tracking the enemy team's jungler, finding that blue buff multiple times, but also playing a very strong split push game where he was able to clear out multiple turrets, tried to 1v1 Darius, sometimes had success, most of the time failed because Darius was just so far ahead. But Semtheus played a massive game, tried to put the team on his back, had incredible damage, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. And so it is going to be Team Undercover taking the win. Any other shout out that you want to give?
You know, I just want to reiterate, Semtheus did a fantastic job of pretty much every time that blue buff came up in the western quadrant of the jungle, Semtheus was on it. And when, you know, when Joker J came over to take it, he was dead. I will say that, you know, Eat News 24/7 did a great job trying every time, especially in the early game, trying while she still had a chance on Delicious Seal, but it seemed like Seal just had her number every single time they went for the engage.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to switch over to a quick BRB page as I switch back and start to make the next lobby. If you have not played in any game tonight, please send me a message. Let me know that you're interested in playing. I'm going to invite those people to the game first, and then we're going to pull in a bunch of new people, depending on how many people are on, because there's quite a few of you guys that are starting to come in. I would love to be able to pull people who have never played before on the stream or are new to playing tonight into game 2, and then we may eventually have to actually lock game 3 so that we can make sure that people who haven't gotten a chance to play can play. So Dark Moon Kitty Light, you can either give me Excellency Jake Kelton friend request me and give me your in-game name, or you can just send me your in-game name in the Twitch chat itself, and I will grab it and give you an invite into game number 2. So we're going to switch to a BRB page real quick. I think the audio will continue. Okay, the audio does continue. Oh, wait, no, hold on. That's not testing. Yeah, okay, the audio continues on this. So there we go. Cool. I'm practicing again. As I said, the stream is really still in its beta. I would say that right now it's in its beta mode. We've been in alpha pre the stream, pre now. Now we're into beta. So we're still not quite full release yet, but a lot of this stuff I'm kind of practicing and playing with, and this is one of those things that